Well, now, good morning. Well, look at where I am. Many of you know where this is, of course. Some people may not, because there are some people who watch from all over the world, thank God. And for those of you who don't, I am at the place where the regatta should happen down here at Kitty Vitty. Now, I think it's going ahead. Um, It is, but it's going ahead without concessions and such. And in my opinion, and no one has asked me, however, in my opinion, the regatta is all about the concession, isn't it? And the food. Admittedly, when we were growing up, I never ever went to the regatta. I, in fact, didn't see the regatta until I was well into my 30s. Is that true for you as well? How many people made the regatta a regular occurrence? For some people, they're very dedicated to the sport. It is, in fact, the oldest sporting event in North America. I think that's true, is it? If it's not true, just correct me in the comments, but be nice about it. I think it is the oldest, and many people are very fastidious about the rowing. I was not. I was very fastidious about the grub. Now, this is just the truth. When in my 30s, we started to come here, I started to come down with the people from the home, with the residents. We'd bring the residents down and we'd get those little deep fried mini donuts. You know the ones where they flip over in front of you, and then they come out just a little sort of circle, and you feel like you're having nothing. And then they pour half a pound of sugar, cinnamon sugar on it, and then you try your best not to burn the roof of your mouth. Those ones. So really, the regatta for me was all about the food. And in fact, when the races started and the gun went off, I thought someone was shot. I looked around in horror, thinking, "Oh my God, it's all gone now." But no, apparently it was a race. Who knew they happened? I didn't, and really didn't care that much. But anyway, so here we are. We're at the regatta, and I don't know if they should go ahead. It's none of my business. They didn't ask me. It's very similar to my feeling about the Olympics. All these poor people over there, these athletes who are getting COVID and are going to be affected by this for the rest of their lives. None of my business. They didn't ask little Sheila Williams from the Goulds what my opinion was. They don't care. If they cared about my opinion, they would have taken lime off the color chart long ago and just replaced it with chartreuse. But anyway, they didn't. So here I am now. It's a beautiful morning. Now, although it looks, I'll just give you another, for those of you who are just tuning in, I'll just give you another little view. The perfect day for the races, really, if I'm honest. The wind is not high at all. And anyway, so, I will tell you that we never got to the races, but in 2000, well, around my 30s, I started to attend, as I told you. And in 2003, I started to go to Florida with mom. And in the spring, well, now this was a gorgeous thing because mom she and my Aunt Betty and my Aunt Dot, and I think Margaret at one point as well, they all went to Florida together, and this was a brand new thing for them. And they would go for a couple of weeks. Eventually, the rest dropped off. I mean, just chose not to go, and Mom and Betty continued this tradition. And they would go for a couple of weeks, and then they edged it up to 3 weeks. And toward the end, they were going for 7 weeks. They thought, it was just well to make our time of it. And so when they'd go to Florida, Mom would have it all sussed out what the nice things to eat were and where the nice things to shop were. And anyway, they went to, and Mom was never fond of leftovers. Couldn't stand them. And in fact, we would have what you call Jig's dinner. Mom would call that salt beef and cabbage. We'd have salt beef and cabbage, say on a Sunday. And I would have to call Betty then and say, Betty, Mom had salt beef and cabbage. Can we have hash tomorrow? because Mom said, "Darling, I'm not making it. I don't care. I can't stand it." And Betty'd say, "Put it away, darling. I'll make it for you." So we'd have hash the next day. Mom always enjoyed it. I don't know what the big deal was of putting it away, but anyway, she always loved it. So but she wasn't very fond of leftovers. And they went to Sam Seltzer's, which was a steakhouse down in Florida. And they had it such that they would feed you everything they possibly could for 15 or $16. And, Pepsi or a steak and a salad and a bun and all of these things. And anyway, $15 was cheap as anything. Probably still is. I haven't been down there in 2 years, as you know. But anyway, Mom said, "Darling, yeah, yes," she said, "thank you. I'll have the prime rib, please." And the woman said, 8 ounce or 16? 16 is on special. No, 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 Mom said, 8 ounce is fine. Thank you. And then the woman looked to Betty and said, "What would you like?" And she said, "I'll have the prime rib as well." And she said, "Yes." She said, 16 ounces, please. Mom said, "Betty, 16 ounces too much." And she said, "No, no, 16, thank you." Trying to be nice, in front of the waitress. And anyway, Mom cottoned on. Then she said, "We're going to be eating prime rib for the rest of the week." And they were. Betty said it was only $2 more for another 8 ounces. She said, "I certainly wasn't giving it away." "Oh, no," she said, "we'll have nice sandwiches out of that." Anyway, that was the way it was in Florida. Mom always cooked them beautiful meals, and Betty loved the leftover. So, look, there's big, big things happening this week. When I was in Calgary, Clarenville, last week, someone approached me, the owner of Terra Nova, and she said, "Sheila, I'm wondering if you'll come out to Terra Nova and do a show." Well, now look, don't be talking how excited I was. I thought, my God, isn't this exciting? And I thought, first of all, because it's quite difficult to do a show. And she said, "Well, just yourself." And I thought, because we're trying to keep costs down and all that, and we don't want to charge you a fortune, that sort of thing. So I'm going to. I'm going to have a show in Terra Nova at Terra Nova Resort. And it's called An Evening with Sheila Williams all by myself. I know it's exciting, isn't it? They're selling the tickets today at Terra Nova Lodge. I'll put the number in the I'll put it cut off then. I'm sorry about that. I'll put the number in the description of where you can get the tickets. There's limited seats. I think it's only 100 seats or something like this. So get the tickets, come out and see me in Terra Nova, and it's just for one night. So you come to the show, and so what they'll do is they'll give you a three-course meal, and I'll try and be nice and sing a few songs, tell a few jokes, that sort of thing. And I will also uh, give away a few little odds and ends. I have a game that I'm going to do with the audience. I can't wait. I'm very excited. It is going to be August 18th. It's a Wednesday evening. What else are you doing on a Wednesday night? Come to Terra Nova and see me out at Terra Nova and have a beautiful meal, and we'll have a fabulous time. So here's the kicker. It is just me by myself. And years ago, there's Dad again. Years ago, Dad thought he was a rock star. He used to play the accordion, and he loved it. It didn't matter if you liked it or not. That didn't matter to him. Sit down, I'll play it anyway. He'd pay you just to listen. And so anyway, he was invited to do an event at Guju Hall. He and Win Stanley. And Win Stanley played the ugly stick. He had a mop, and the things, and he was excellent at it. He was very good, and Dad was very good at the accordion. And anyway, they didn't have any equipment. They went to the Guju Hall. They didn't know what sort of an event it was. But he said, "No, no, we were asked to come and do it, and so we'll go and do it." 500 people were there. Dad didn't have not a bit of a sound system. They walked in through the door and saw the 500 people, and there was a band set up on stage. Dad said, and I looked at Wince, and he said, "I had accordion, and he had a mop." So he said, "We had to entertain the crowd." So he said, "I went up to the band who was playing on stage and said, 'Look, there's no need for us to take all our equipment in and set that up. Why don't we just use yours?'" "Oh, yes," he said, "indeed you will." Dad was masterful, very, very, very clever at get what he wanted. So anyway, it'll be me all by myself. So here's the kicker: if you share this video, because it went so well the last time, I have a prize to give away, and the prize is two tickets to the show on August 18th. So the tickets are $65 each. You share the video and this video, and I'm going to give away two tickets next Thursday morning. I know it's exciting, isn't it? It feels like a whole game again. I got to tell you. Now, before I go, because last week apparently I was quite long-winded. I beg your pardon for that. It can get away from me. I do have a story to share because it is wedding season. My friend was getting married, and he kind of put it away. You know, he put it on the long finger. He didn't really want to get married because he was nervous. His father said to him, "Darling, I don't understand. Why don't you just get married?" And he said, "Well, Dad," he said, "it's not like when you got married." He said, "You've been together now for 50 years." He said, "Now there's so much more that people can do. I don't know if she'll be happy with me for 50 years." And he said, "Listen, darling, that didn't just happen, that 50 years." He said, "No, that was hard work and dedication." He said, "And I'll tell you what started it all off." He said, "On our honeymoon, I said to your mother, I laid down the law." And he said, I said to your mother, I took off my pants and I said, now look, try those on. And she did. And she said, "Darling, these don't fit me." "No," he said, "they don't, because I'm the man in this family, and I don't want you to ever forget it. I wear the pants." And he said, "Dad, I don't think that's going to work." "No," he said, "not this day and age." He said, "It might." He said, "Darling, try it." Anyway, they're getting married. And so the night of the honeymoon came, and he said, "Jill," he took off his pants, Brian. He said, "Jill, I want you to try these on." She said, "Darling, these don't fit me." "No," he said, "that's because I wear the pants in this family, and I don't want you to ever forget it." So Jill took off her pants and passed them to Brian. She said, "I want you to try these on." He said, "I can't get into these." "No," she said, "and if you don't change your attitude, you never will." There you go. You just got to be so cautious, haven't you? Listen to me now. Okay, okay. Remember, now I'm going to put the thing in the description, the phone number to get the tickets because I think they're going to go quite quickly. And it is on August 18th. So that's just in a few weeks, 3 weeks time. I don't know. Make it up. You have a calendar. It's just in a little while anyway, and it's going to be out in Terranova, 7 o'clock. It's starting. It's going to be one night only. Sheila Williams all by myself. I can't wait. God love you. Look, thank you. Thank you so much for always being so beautiful. And let me tell you something. I always read your comments, every single one. Have a great week. My God, I wish the regatta was going ahead with the grub. But anyway, separate point. The rowers will be nice. Love to you.